So you're thinking about starting a business, and right now the idea of selling your product is probably equal parts scary and crazy exciting. If we haven't met before, my name is Michelle Palacios. At this point, I've started 4 product-based businesses, driven over $100,000 in sales, all while managing a full-time job, 2 small children, and a very busy husband. At this point in time, I've had a ton of practice managing a business and figuring out how to build something that both meets my financial goals and fits my lifestyle. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through the 6 key questions you need to ask before you start selling your product to make sure you build a business you love for the long haul. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell to make sure you're first on the list when new videos go live every Tuesday. All right, so let's jump in. Question number 1. How much time do you have to devote to your business each week? Understanding how much time and energy you have to devote to your business is crucial, and it's really important that you get very honest with yourself in this step. Contrary to popular belief, you don't have to work 22 hours a day, 7 days a week in order to build a business. But if you don't have a ton of time, or if you know your schedule is going to be limited, it's so much easier to pick a product path that fits your lifestyle goals and isn't constantly competing for your time and attention. For example, for a long time, I've had about 2 hours max to work on my business. That means marketing, shipping, building my store, fine-tuning and tweaking listings. All of that had to fit into a maximum of 2 hours a day, and that was on a good day. That means I could never plan to sell a crazy complicated product unless I was only going to sell one a day. So maybe if I was a master painter and could create giant canvases that I could sell for hundreds or thousands of dollars, maybe that would work. But unfortunately, that's not my skill set. So when I was thinking about the product to sell in my business, one of the things I had to consider was a limited amount of time and a desire to make a full-time income. So whatever product I picked had to be something I could make relatively quickly, relatively simply, and I could sell enough of to generate a full-time income. For your own sanity, it's really important to think through how much time you have to give before you decide what to make and what to go after. That way you can make smart decisions and build a business that works for you, not against you. Question number 2. Are you hoping to build a creative outlet that brings in just side hustle income, a little disposable fun money, or are you looking to get rid of a full-time job and replace it completely with the income from your business? There's no wrong answer here, and this one really goes hand in hand with question number 1. Take some time to think through how much income you realistically need to make from this business, and then you can work backward to figure out if your product and business idea will be able to get you there. So let's say you're looking to make a full-time income of at least $60,000 before taxes. You can take that $60,000, divide it by the price of your product. That's the number of products you need to sell each year in order to hit your full-time income goal if you kept your business the way you're thinking about it right now. From there, you can divide it by 365 to figure out how many you would need to sell a day. Is that realistic given the amount of time you have to devote to the business? Is it realistic to be able to make that many items yourself? And is it realistic to be able to make that many yourself? Or are you going to need to find a factory or find a supplier to help you because fulfilling whatever that number is going to be too great for you to do in a single day by yourself? Taking the time to think through what you need from a financial standpoint and what that means as far as number of products you would need to sell and what that might mean for like what your day would look like is going to help you make smarter decisions about whether your business is going to fit your needs or create unnecessary chaos and overwhelm. Question number 3 is a pretty easy one. Do you have the skills to make your product yourself, or are you going to need to look for someone to make it for you? If it's something you're going to make yourself, how long does it take you? Are you able to get your hands on wholesale supplies so you're not paying the same prices you would if you went to a Joann Fabrics or a Michaels or a craft store internationally? Because remember, when you buy craft supplies at a store like that, you're paying the retail price. As a business owner, if you have a business set up, you can get discounts and pay the wholesale price. That way your costs are more manageable and you're able to build a business with better profit margins. If you don't have the skills to make it, do you know how to find a factory? Do you have friends and family who could advise you on the best suppliers to use? For your own sanity, it's really important to think through how much time you have to give before you decide what to make and what to go after. Are you going to need to do a lot of research, request a lot of samples? That might add to the timeline between when you start your business and when you can actually launch it, which is really important to know. That way you can set a realistic expectation for when this business can truly get off the ground. If you're making it by hand, you could probably get off the ground a lot faster, right? You could probably find some time next week, create some items, and get started. If you need to find a factory or you need to find a supplier, it's likely going to take you weeks, maybe months, depending on what it is you're making, before you have the product and the samples in hand to be able to launch the business and do the sales. Question number 4, how much money do you have to invest in the business to get it off the ground? Now, don't let that question scare you. You don't need to have thousands of dollars. You don't need to have tens of thousands of dollars. But understanding what you have to put into it is going to help you make decisions about what you can realistically afford to do as far as how you produce it. So maybe your item could be handmade, but you'd rather not spend the time to do it, or it could be factory made, but it's going to be really expensive. If you don't have the money right now to invest in a factory, then the smart thing to do might be to start handmade, make sure that you can build the business, make sure people want to buy it, make sure you can sell it for the price you think you can, build that business up, and then at some point, move all of that production over to a factory or start hiring a team of artisans to help you create it so that you're not doing all the work yourself. If you do have a budget, if you do have money you can invest, and you've done the work to validate your product idea, then you could probably just go direct to working with a factory or a supplier and start requesting samples. You could think about manufacturing it yourself. Maybe you want to build a team to start out with to create the item. So knowing how much money you have to invest in getting started is going to help you think through how you're going to make it, how you're going to market it. Do you have a budget to be able to run paid advertising? Are you going to need to do all organic traffic? Things like search engine optimization, Pinterest, reaching out to influencers on Instagram. Now that is sometimes free and it's sometimes not. It depends on the influencer and how big they are. But all of those things could potentially cost more or less money depending on what you want to do. So knowing what your budget is up front is going to help you make decisions around how you build, how you launch, and how you grow from there. Question number 5, are there certain days or times you don't want to be working? This one's really key because there are some businesses you build that might be really weekend heavy. For example, my nursery decor business, I have a lot of mamas who reach out to me on the weekends with questions. They're off of work, they're thinking about decorating their nursery, so I tend to get a lot of customer requests on the weekends. That's fine with me. I can find time during nap time, I can do it in the morning or the evening, but it's definitely something to think about if you have things in your life that would make working during certain hours or certain days a challenge. Now, what that could also mean is just knowing those limitations up front. You might set policies for your new shop or your new business that you don't work, you don't answer phone calls after 5 p.m. Or maybe you don't answer phone calls until 5 p.m. So maybe you do other things during the day. You play with your kids, you take care of your mom, you enjoy your own time, and then you're available in the evenings to answer questions because that's the time that's best for you and your lifestyle. It's okay to set boundaries and it's okay to say, these are the constraints of my business, but it's really important to know up front so you can set expectations for yourself, so you can build your business around those expectations, and so that you can clearly communicate to your future customers and employees what they can expect from you. That way you avoid annoyed customer complaints or any surprises because they know when they can find you and they know when they can talk to you. And then question number 6, do you prefer to be around people or are you more of a homebody? That's going to help you think through the kind of business you want to build long term. Would you enjoy something that's more team-based? Maybe you'd love building a business that starts out handmade and eventually has a team of artisans who work for you and craft your product, and you run the strategy, you pick the designs, and help lead the direction of the company. Or maybe you're really not into people and you'd rather hide behind your computer, hang out by yourself, enjoy your own company, and sell a lot of digital downloads or downloadable printables. Things that aren't going to require a lot of customer interaction, don't require a lot of question asking and answering or hand-holding. You can just kind of sell it and move on. That might be exactly what you need depending on your personality and what you're looking to get out of your business. Asking yourself those questions and really taking the time to think through the answers puts you in the position to build a business you love, one that works for you, works for your lifestyle, and creates an income that can help you and your family for years to come. If you liked today's video, hit the like button below to like it, share it with all your business besties, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you're first on the list when new videos launch every Tuesday. Can't wait to catch up with you in the comments.